Step into the mind of the unknown, where we dive deep into the unique human experience, where we blend the dark and the light. I'm your host Fabian, this is my co-host Sam, and welcome to Anything Evil.
Yo,
What's good, y'all?
happy Friday, y'all. You know what that means? Brand new episode of Anything Evil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And today, we're going to piggyback off of last week's episode where we just talk about nature versus nurture. But this time, more about like the nurture, more villains. And, just like our curiosity, some questions that we got that we're going to ask amongst ourselves. So it should be a fun podcast. Could get a little bit conspiratorial, a little bit controversy.
Oh, shit.
You know
I
what
like
I mean?
these episodes, bro.
You know what I mean?
Time to get canceled again.
Yep. So be strap on, guys. You know what I mean? But any como se dice? Anything happened this week, bro? You good? Chilling?
Mexico one, dog. 3-0,
I
fool.
know,
Pinche
bro.
Vato's getting down.
Memo Ochoa pulled up too, bro.
Damn, his last game, fool. That's crazy, no?
Hey, fuck it. He won. He actually assisted the last goal, no?
So I'm just like, fuck.
And you know what's funny? Just like a little controversy with him. FIFA didn't want to give him a legacy patch. It was so fucked up,
I
bro.
saw that, bro.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, because he supposedly didn't play like two World Cups. And so
He technically only played 3, or he only
The
played.
fucking haters, huh, bro?
But they gave it to him. They gave it to him. I saw it.
I wouldn't
Sounds
have
good.
taken it. Fuck those fools.
I know.
Petty ass fucks.
But hey, congrats.
Hey, but good for him, though.
A ver si Mexico puede. It looks good. The Simpsons predicted it.
Oh, they
Mexico
did, huh?
versus Portugal. So let's see if we're gonna put all our money on that. All our Spotify listens and YouTube counts and all.
All our $6 we made
all
off
our
this podcast.
$6,
Hell
we're
yeah.
putting it on the line. Mexico versus Portugal. We said it here first. But yeah, man. Super chill weekend for me. Nothing too crazy. Just working crazy hours, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, bro. I need you
Yeah.
to come down to the poor people side again, dog.
I know. I may be getting fired, so I mean that's
What for? Which job?
my night job, my Amazon job.
Oh, why?
So there's a site that we have. It's a brand new site that we, I guess, leased like last year when I first got hired. And luckily I said, nah, give me all the tough sites. Don't give me the easy sites, because the new sites were easy. And so it's like the Mazda building in Irvine, if you guys are familiar with Irvine Spectrum. It's that big ass tall Mazda building. So my company, we were securing some of the floors there. And but I decided not to do that one, not to do the new ones. And good thing I didn't, because now they're breaking their lease and they're moving out.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so all those people who work there,
Yeah.
all my colleagues, my coworkers that work at those new sites.
Oh, they're getting laid off.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh damn,
Yeah.
that sucks, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's
Well, how does
crazy.
that affect you?
So it affects me because somebody let it out that I have 2 jobs. They probably listen to the podcast. But they found out that I have 2 jobs. So it's looking like I'm either going to like share my hours, which is like nothing. You only work 4 nights. So
Wait, but why does that matter?
because some people work there full time. And, like since I already have another job, like that person needs more hours because they got a mortgage or they got kids or whatnot.
The fuck, I've never heard of that, but I guess.
I know, yeah. It's like you would think it's like, oh, well, I fucking work over here at these other sites. Like, why the fuck does that matter?
But they're like, oh, Fabian, it's because we know that you have a second job, so we may need you to be a team player.
And I was like, as soon as they said that, I was like, fucking, I'm fucking find
Fuck
another
them, bro.
fucking
Just
job.
dip.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna find another job somewhere.
Sheesh, come work with me, dog.
Yeah, puro driving.
Well, you'd probably be in the warehouse, fool. Packaging up all the fucking semen and shit.
Giving a couple samples. Too. you know.
Yeah, let me sneak this one in here. Crazy as that though.
Yeah, but that's what's up with me. You know what I mean? So it may come down. Who knows? Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. But we got a lot of cool feedback from the last episode.
Yeah, I was surprised, bro. A lot of people
Yeah.
actually liked that last episode.
Super cool. My lady even too. She's like, "Oh, I'm more curious about the villains." and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
fuck yeah.
She's
dog.
like, "Talk about Sandman."
Interesting.
from
Why
fucking
does she like
Spider-Man.
Sandman?
I don't know. She likes Sandman, I guess. So
Oh,
we'll
fun.
talk about Sandman and his
Yeah,
little
I'm down.
origin. So, but yeah, a lot of cool feedback. It is really interesting, and I didn't mention it in the last episode, but me and the big dog, we're pretty like, what do they call it? We got like that morbid curiosity, and it's not like we were born that way, but I think like I'm just a curious person. Like, it's not that I like listening to fucking murder shows and seeing all the blood and gore and guts and all that, and hearing like the fucking 911 calls and like getting off on that shit. Like,
Yeah, see, it's
it's
funny
not like
because
that.
I can handle the gory shit. I like gory shit. I can't handle 911 calls, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Like the distress, like the stress ones. I'm like, fuck, dog.
Some of
Like,
them are tough. Yeah.
especially like when it's like the kids calling in.
Oh,
Oh, it
yeah.
shit breaks my heart, dog.
Yeah. Luckily, the podcast that we listen to, Sword and Scale, they put a little label. If it's gonna
Oh,
be a
yeah.
kid, they put kids, and those are the ones I skip to, bro. I can't fucking, yeah, pobrecitos. But yeah, like my lady was like, she was saying like, she's like, aren't you like a serial killer or a psychopath? Because you listen to this shit all the time, and like all you do is play like, whenever I see you play video games, you play like fucking Dead Space and Grand Theft Auto and like all those games where like you're able to fucking go lawless and shit. And I was like, no, I'm not a psychopath. It's not what I want to fucking do. Like I don't know why I enjoy it. Like it's just something, I guess, nurture, right? I was nurtured into it,
Yeah.
or inspired, like we want to like be like our cousins or like our grown up siblings, you know what I mean?
All maniacs and shit.
You want to be just like them. And,
Just like them.
And so I think that may be like more of a reason why I did it, but then like I kind of like, you kind of like make your own path, you know what I mean?
No, definitely. I think that's why, like, I guess for me, because I don't know how similar it be to you, but it's kind of like our music taste, Like, growing up, like, I took a lot of music from my brother. Like, he used to be, like, a lot of hip-hop, like, rap and all that shit. And then eventually turned into thrash metal. And then I took it forward to, like, death metal, black metal,
Yeah.
fucking gent and all that shit. So it's
Yeah.
just, like, it's cool because you're always at a starting point.
Yeah. So,
But like you said, then eventually make your own path.
yeah.
Because, like, for me, I never listened to podcasts, bro. Like, I never thought I'd be on a podcast.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd fucking have my own podcast.
Yeah.
Let alone, like, listen to, like, the gruesome shit that I got into, So, like, shout out to Sword and Scale because those fools,
Yeah.
the time that they came out, they had the cleanest podcast and they had the most informational one, bro. Like, detail-oriented, like, the mics,
Yeah.
everything they had were, like, top-notch, dog. So, shout out to that fool.
Yeah.
Everybody over there, like, they put me on, dog.
Yeah. No, honestly.
So, but now that's why I'm a sick fuck now, bro.
Yeah, I was
'cause,
gonna
like,
say. So like now, like how do you kind of like think about yourself? Like,
well, I
like,
think
are you used to it? Like,
I will say this
because
because I know there's some episodes that I tried explaining to, like, I guess, like, my brother and my sister, but obviously it's different reactions because if it's an episode with kids, like, my sister's gonna react differently
Yeah.
because she has her own kids,
Yeah.
like. But then my brother's like, oh, why do you listen to that weird shit? And obviously everybody takes it a different way, but I think now it's more like, I think that's why I gravitated so much to Mindhunters, that show that's on Netflix, because it breaks down serial killers, bro, like the psychology of it. And I think for me, that's what intrigues me, like, why,
Yeah.
Because it's like, sure, I don't want to say anybody can just get up and kill somebody, but why?
We can.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like.
No, yeah, but why?
But
don't
exactly,
you?
why? And then what's their trademark, right?
Yeah.
Like every serial killer has a trademark. So I think for me, that's what intrigues me, like the identity these individuals have, because that's why, like, sure, there's millions of serial killers, but the most fucked up ones want to be known. And then it's the ones that give you, like, hey, I left a piece of evidence to see if you can catch me, dog.
Yeah. Those
So
are
it's
the
just like,
crazy
it's
ones.
insane, bro.
Yeah.
Like some of these motherfuckers, I think what really intrigues me the most is how smart they are, dog.
Oh yeah.
Like Ed Kemper, when we were talking about that fool, he has one of the highest IQs for a serial killer. You hear him speaking, you're like, damn, this motherfucker's smart, dog.
yeah.
And then you find out that he cut his
Yeah.
mom's head and fucked it, and you're like, all right, bro, like, you belong where,
Something crazy.
you belong where
Yeah.
you're at right now, G, fuck.
Well, like yeah, like that. That's the same thing. Like you, like, and I don't know if like any of our listeners are the same way too. But it's like it's not like that. We want to know what it's like to kill somebody or what it takes to do it. It's just like for me, it's more like when I hear it, I go, "Damn, dude, that motherfucker's crazy. I can't believe he chopped that head off. I wonder how he was." Not that I wonder how he was feeling, but it's like, bro, like, what the hell is going on through his mind to fucking finish the job or like, like.
And it's crazy too, bro, because it's like, it's one thing that like obviously like the more like I dug in, like a lot of people prefer, and this is gonna sound like psychotic as fuck. Some people prefer obviously like knives and shit over like killing somebody with a gun or something, because a lot of people saying it's a lot harder to cut off a head than people think. It's one thing to blow someone's brain out, bro, but to cut someone's literally head off is insane, dog. Because it's one thing you got to get through, like, the flesh or whatever, and then you got to get through the fucking spinal cord, dog, and, like, you got to chop at this shit, bro. So it's not, like, a clean job, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So that's why when we were younger and the whole, like, narc videos came out, like, that shit was insane, dude, because it's like, how can somebody have the mental capacity to do something like that,
Yeah,
dog?
it's like, what is going on through their fucking head,
It's
bro?
insane, bro. And it's just,
That's like, yeah.
yeah, bro. And that's why whenever you hear like, like the green side, or what is it? Is it the green side killer or something? I can't remember. But it's just, I don't know, bro. It just intrigues me to think how psychotic people can be.
That shit still happens today, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, bro.
I don't think that's ever gonna change.
I'm pretty sure there's a serial killer in San Diego right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, but I need to like do more research on it, because I just heard of it, but I don't know if it was like a while back. But supposedly there's one low key active out there. But if you live in SD, give us info if you guys got any on that.
When did you? I'll go first. But when did you kind of like find out that you were more curious about that side? Because like how you were saying, like you never listened to podcasts, you never listened to Sword and Scale. Like there was a time before where like we didn't, like all we did was just skate and all that shit. Our lives are music, skating, and fucking school and shit. But like when did you kind of like go like, all right, like this is my new thing? Because like you're the one that put me on Sword and Scale.
Yeah.
And like after I got into Sword and Scale, like bro, I started watching like all these other fucking like YouTubers, and then I started playing more fucking scary video games. And
honestly, bro, I think it always, and kind of this is where like the nurture part comes in, because when we were kids, like Mortal Kombat to me was one of my is one of my favorite games to this day, and it was always the fatalities, right? Like that was the whole basis of that game. So when you see motherfuckers get like cut in half and shit, or like you see them blow up their body, you're like, oh shit, that's so sick. But I think it's I think for me, when I started seeing that people were like recreating some of that shit outside of a video game, we grew up with a lot of mass shootings. We grew up with a lot of like obviously murder, and like obviously we live in Santa Ana, dog, so we grew up with a lot of gang violence and shit,
Yeah.
So I think eventually it was one of those things of like, well, where are these people coming from? Is it really a vengeance thing? Are people really just trying to get back at, their enemies or whatever? Like, or what does it take? Like the people I've been to, like murder houses or not? What are they called? Where they like kill the animals and stuff?
Slaughterhouse.
A slaughterhouse. I've been to a slaughterhouse. So like, I've been around it a lot. I guess death. You know what I'm saying? And like, I guess I don't want to sound like a psycho, but like I've seen when they've like butcher cows and pigs and all that shit, so like the vision of blood has always been in my head. So I think when I kind of wanted to understand it more, because that's why I've always liked horror movies too, but like a lot of people didn't really do gory movies like that, and if they did, it was just like bad CGI, But I think I would probably say after high school, I kind of started like digging into it a little more, because that's when I started like kind of going to school for psychology and shit. So then like you start thinking, all right, well, what does it take for somebody to kill somebody? You know, like, is it really that easy to kill someone? You know, and especially like if someone breaks in, like, do you have it in you to shoot somebody to defend your family?
Yeah.
So when I started really like reading the background of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like Scream, like Mike Myers, and like battles like that, you're like, oh shit, like, yeah, sure, some of these are like fake, but like the ones that actually happen, like Ed Gein, you're like, oh fuck, bro, like a lot of these fools didn't stand a chance. Like we talked about the last episode, it was just the way they grew up. They were around violence. There were a lot of like SA, like a lot of crazy stuff, bro. And it always starts off with the relationship with their parents. So that's when, when people tell you, oh, like, well, how's your kid? Does he hurt animals? Is he talking to himself? Is he acting a certain way?
Are
like,
you giving him attention?
Yes. Like, are you kind of like yelling at him? Are you guys abusing your child? Like, and obviously that's when it comes to the whole, like, when we start playing devil's advocate, well, do you feel bad for these individuals? Because they eventually created their own path that they were stuck on, though. Because I don't know if they necessarily had a chance to create their own path because their parents already did. And not to blame all the parents. And a lot of the times,
you have your own
shit just happens, After a while, you start doing your own, you start deciding to do your own things, and that's on you. So we're not going to sit here and, like, blame parents and shit, But obviously, if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, period. But yeah, so I think once I started picking up like Sword and Scale and listening to these stories, but like I think it was the way this fool was like presenting the stories to you in such a professional setting.
Oh yeah.
Giving you like obviously all like the background, like all the details, and you're like, fuck, dog, like. And obviously being so close when you listen to podcasts at that point, I was so locked in. And it was real, bro. Like
real shit. Like
the
real
thing
people,
is, like he says, crimes. Like the real monsters are amongst us, Like, so that's when I think for me it started, like those gears started turning, bro. Like I could not get enough of it, bro. But then eventually there's certain episodes where you're like, all right, bro, like this might be a little bit much for me, But I think now I'm more fascinated on the psychological aspect of it, just because it does fascinate me to see how a lot of these people, it's like a toss of a coin, bro.
Yeah.
Some days you're good, and the next day you just want violence, dog.
They say that all it takes is one bad day.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Fucking fuck the world.
What about yourself, though?
Well, yeah, kind of like I was saying, like it wasn't until like I kind of got onto Sword and Scale, but because before then I wouldn't really watch too many scary movies. I wouldn't really be into them. I know my cousins, like one of my cousins, Chipmunk, shout out, listen to the podcast. He like that's his shit, bro. He's all about horror, and he's all about fucking metal music and fucking the most blackest metal you can get. That's his shit. And he was kind of an inspiration. Like he kind of like he would be like, oh hey, this shit's cool. Like this person likes this stuff, so I listen to like it would be like, oh, Metallica listens to Black Sabbath, so I'm gonna listen to Black Sabbath, and you kind of go from there. But I think my first like scary movie that I remember watching when I was a kid was House of a Thousand Corpses. Do you remember that one?
Such a badass fucking
Rob
movie.
Zombie directed that one. That was like his first motion picture movie, and I remember watching it, and I was like, damn, man, like I don't know if I can handle this shit, because it was very gory, like corpse, and like it's just like that last shot.
Yeah, and it's funny that when you talk about movies like that, right? Like for me, like the movie that I remember seeing as a young kid that kind of like fucked me up was Pet Sematary, because it was that like the ideology of like, oh, there's a certain space where you can bring in anything that's dead and it'll come back to life. And obviously, if anybody has seen that movie, like, spoiler alert, like early in the movie, like there's a toddler that gets ran over by a semi truck, right?
Oh fuck!
So eventually, I guess the family's cat dies, so they bury it at that specific pet cemetery. And a few days later, the cat storms into the house, just chilling, and the dad's like, "What the fuck? Like, I'm pretty sure you died, bro, and I
Yeah.
buried you.
And that's another fuck. Yeah. keep
So
going.
then that's when he gets the idea of like,
Let me
well, what
bury
if
my
I bury
kid.
my baby over there? So he digs up his baby, buries him at the pet cemetery. 2 days later, here comes the fucking baby. But now the guy's all fascinated, this and that. But then obviously the baby's a fucking killer now, bro. So
Yeah.
baby goes on a rampage and shit, you know? So it's like, but it's shit like that, right? Where it's just like, you're like, what the fuck?
And
Like,
isn't
is that real?
cool too? Who made that movie?
I think it was Stephen King, bro. If I'm not mistaken.
Stephen King, bro. Like that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, that fool's a psycho, dog.
He's got to be a psycho, bro. He's got to have skeletons.
But
in his
and that's what
closet.
I'm saying, bro. It's like,
How the fuck, bro?
but
Yeah.
but like, and even to piggyback off of that, like what you were saying, like these motherfuckers get rewarded for that shit,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
man.
Like people idolize him for being a psycho, dog,
Yeah.
and that's where a lot of
He's
people are
gotta
like,
be. Yeah,
and that's where a
he's
lot of
gotta
people are
be.
like, can you split the individual from the art? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why when like, you know, when you listen to the musicians and all that crazy shit these motherfuckers are doing, like, is it okay to separate the person from the art? And that's what that's, you know, we could probably have a whole debate about that next episode or whatever, but it's one of those things where these motherfuckers either have gone through certain shit like that in their lives and that's their way of creating art, but some people that have their normal, regular, you know, two parents, perfect family, grew up in the suburbs, and they do shit like that, you're like, all right, bro, what's going on in there? You
Well,
know?
have you seen the common trend? You know, kind of like piggybacking off like getting rewarded for being a psycho. Have you seen the trend on like comedians being fucking horror fucking junkies too? Like Jordan Peele, right?
Yeah, bro. Shout out to
Like,
that.
all of a
dog.
sudden, that motherfucker's just writing psychotic, fucking crazy things like Us and fucking, you know, the fucking, what's that new movie he did? Get Out.
Oh,
No,
Get
not,
Out.
Not a new movie.
Or is it
but
Us?
It's Get Out, Us,
Or
and then
some
he
shit,
did,
yeah.
the Alien one, you know, with the spaceship and shit.
Oh yeah.
And then the brand new one, the one who directed the Obsession and the back
Obsession.
you know,
Yeah.
like those fools came from comedy, bro, and it's like fucking,
Well, even the guy that did what's it? The Backrooms.
Hmm.
Homie's 23, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane. To think that at such a young age you can create something so fucking creative like that, bro. Like, and it's menacing, bro, because it's like, imagine like you have to write the script for that, bro. You have to, the ideas are coming out of this motherfucker's brain and they're putting it on paper,
For
on
real.
paper, and these motherfuckers are bringing it to
But
life.
the
You know?
thing is, like, they're like I was saying, like another comedian, Curry Baker, the one who directed Obsession, and he also did a short film called The Chair, which is it's free on YouTube. It's a fucking crazy movie about, I think it's about Alzheimer's, but I don't know if it's about a cursed chair or anything. But like you see this fool Curry Baker like on It's Always Sunny on Philadelphia, and he's like the funniest fool ever. Like he just looks funny too, you
Yeah.
know, like he has like those bug eyes and all that. But like,
Bug-eyed.
but these fools are making like fucking horror gold. You know what I mean? It's so crazy, dude. Like,
and yeah, bro, because even think about like the Saw series, bro. The all Saw is psychological too, and it's like a puzzle, which is cool too, because then you're
Crazy.
adding that aspect of like you want to play a game. It's either your life or theirs, you know, and that's when you get to that question of like, can you kill somebody to free yourself, even though you're a piece of shit? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the ideas of it, bro, are like, it's, I guess for
Yeah.
me, it's fun
I know, they're
to
getting
see
good.
what you can produce with such crazy ideology, bro. And I think that's why when like another I think another part in my life where like I kind of shit like that kind of like got stuck to me was when I saw like the statues in Mexico, like the angels that were bleeding or crying blood. That should traumatize the fuck out of me, dog. But then you look into that and it's more like, oh well, that's
Yeah.
something you got to believe in, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, so to me that was always like an iffy line.
well, even
but
the,
it's like-
the Bible's like scary in itself.
The
too,
Bible's
right?
scary in
Like,
itself too, bro, and that's why a lot of people that don't understand the Bible, like, they don't get it. But it's just because it's just like everybody knows like the main chapters of like Adam and Eve,
Yeah.
Moses, and like the Ten Commandments
Yeah.
or like shit like that, you know, or Noah's Ark.
Uh-huh.
But they don't dive deep into
Like,
like the
bro, it's
actual
pretty fucking,
fucking,
like-
you know, like the crazy shit that was going
Pretty
on.
crazy, low key.
Like, what do you mean Jesus fucking took everything away from it just to prove to like the people that he was still a believer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's
dope.
yeah, bro. So it's just everyone's psychotic in their own way,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah,
Because even when you think about it, and not to offend like people that are religious, but like they're psychotic in their own way too, because they're believing in something that, well, there's not really a lot of proof. You know, you're going off of bias. You're going off of like, well, the pastor said, the father said, the book said, but it's like, what have you experienced that's keeping you on
Yeah.
that path to, you know?
Well, like we said before too, I think we might have mentioned it like a couple episodes ago. But like if you were to be born, like let's say you were born yesterday and you were to walk by a church and you see all these people chanting the same shit, and then it looks like they're like chanting to this like dead person on a cross, right? Like bleeding out. You know, isn't that kind of like psychotic? Isn't that kind of weird?
Well, yeah, bro.
Doesn't that
You got
trip you out a
the
little
you
bit?
got the bells. You got the
Yeah.
guys, you know, with the
guys
smoke
wearing
and
weird
shit.
dress, you know.
Yes, bro.
headgear
And
all
it's just
that.
like-
And people say the same shit at the same time. It's kind of creepy, bro. It's kind of
No,
scary.
and
you know what I
again,
mean?
like if you like the skeleton of it, yes, it is like if you were to explain that to somebody, like oh, well, why the fuck are they doing that?
Are
And
you
then like
worshiping
you
a
know,
corpse.
So, yeah, so it's insane, bro. Like, and people obviously don't like to see it that way because it's supposed to be
Yeah.
a promising thing, right? And it's
Yeah.
just like cool, but it's like the same shit with like Satanism, right? Like a lot of people believe that Satanism is a good thing. You know, people say if you take the time to read the Satanic Bible, it's pushing you to be yourself. It's pushing
Yeah.
you to, you
Make
know,
your
so
own
it's
choices and
so it's weird, bro, because
empowering,
you know,
yeah.
so it's like the
Yeah.
Bible's saying, well, we don't fuck with certain individuals, we don't fuck with this, we don't fuck with that. The Satanic Bible is saying, well, you're good, bro. Be
Yeah.
yourself. You know,
Yeah.
just don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, you
I
know
guess
what
like
the fuck?
that,
What,
yeah,
what do I
mean,
do?
don't
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you. And it's like, and it's crazy too, because like some of these famous killers that you know we're talking about in the last episode, some of these fools kill for God, right?
Yeah.
And that's like how the like
And that's
How
when
do
you're
you
playing
not-
devil's advocate, bro.
how do you not like bro? Doesn't he fucking say murder is bad? So why the fuck are you doing it?
But
Oh, I'm
see,
doing
bro,
it for him.
and it's like, and again, because I hate getting into politics, bro, but it's like what's kind of going on now. Like, people that it's not even people that voted for Trump. It's the people that idolize Trump, right? It's
Right.
the fact that as soon as he came into presidency, you started seeing people be more brave about being racist, right? So now it's just like, well, you know nothing about politics. You just want to be like, well, my president's racist, so I could be too.
Yeah.
And that's why it's hard because, well, sure, you know, like if you think this man is doing good things for you or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
who am I to be like, no, you're
Yeah.
wrong? Because
Yeah.
if
Exactly. I was
if
about
the
to say.
evidence is there and you're choosing not to believe it, there's
Yeah.
nothing that I can do at that point,
And
right?
then also too, like the heartbreak, bro. Like, how can you fucking make an agency just fucking split families up and gather them up? Like, if it's fucking, you know, World War II and Nazism and all that.
And
like,
you
the
know, and it's
immigration. I'm
it's
talking about
always
the
and it's
La
always
Migra.
a blame game, right? Well,
Yeah.
why didn't this president do that? Why didn't
Yeah.
this president do that? This and that, and it's just like, all right, bro.
No, it's even
Fair,
worse. I
right?
hear like, oh, well, he's been here for 20 years. He should have gotten his papers and all that. And it's like, bro, like, Dick, come on, bro. Like, you don't fucking just take somebody out of their fucking car and just fucking, just because he looks brown, fucking, you
That's
take
how
him
it is,
away.
bro.
Like, that's fucking evil in itself right there.
Yeah, I mean, this
And
and
they're all
that's just
doing
the
it for a
times we're
fucking
living in.
paycheck, bro.
Yeah,
And
bro.
It's fucking.
But then
disgusting.
again, you know, it's like how they said, like, do you blame the ICE officers when people, hey, if you
It wasn't
come work
born
for
that
us,
way. Yeah,
if you come work for us, we'll give you a $40,000 bonus,
yeah,
untaxed.
yeah.
But now everybody, oh, well, I'm doing it to feed my kids. Bitch, you were fine before. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
You can figure it out.
so it's
yeah.
just, you know, it's tough, bro. You know, obviously topics like that, you know, don't fly
Yeah.
well, but it's the
Yeah.
reality we
No,
live in,
no,
dog.
That's our side, you know, and it's crazy, bro.
But
Really
like,
crazy.
let me ask you a question, you know, in regards of like villains and all that shit. Like, do you feel like a superhero movie like the story is better with the good villain, or do you feel like a superhero movie can strive without having a villain in it.
No, you definitely need to have like that good versus evil. You know what I mean? You need like you need Superman to punch something, right? You know, you can't just be like, oh hey, I'm looking for a criminal. You know, I'm looking for someone that did something wrong or somebody that said something wrong. Like you
Yeah.
want Superman to punch the shit out of like an equal, and you need to have like someone equally the same as him, as
Yeah.
powerful, and then as evil, like Man of Steel, General Zod, the Iceman. That's the actor who was the Iceman.
Richard Kuklinski, yeah, that fool gets down.
But he said it when he got the part for General Zod. He's like, oh no, I loved it. He's a villain, but he doesn't know that he's a villain because you know what he thinks he's doing,
He's right.
he's doing right.
Yeah.
You know, he said, why do you care about these weak people? Like, don't you love your people? Don't you want to see your people strive? Like, this is all about us, man. I'm trying to save our planet Earth, Krypton. I'm trying to rebuild us, back to the glory days. These weak people, they're going to turn against you. And they always do because you're not one of them.
And because they don't understand you.
And
Yeah.
they'll never understand you.
That's crazy.
And
bro.
it's like, you kind of back him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he's clearly the bad guy because Superman is just like, hey, dude.
It's Superman.
Like, I don't believe, like, I hear you, but, like, you can't just kill people just because you want to, be all powerful and shit. That's not the right thing. That's not the right way to go. But, like, General Zod's like, dude, I'm doing this shit for you. I'm doing this for your people.
That's his dad, no?
Nah, General Zod's just like a general, like,
okay.
army,
I think I'm confused.
military. But, yeah, like, a villain like that. Another villain from another movie, the one that my lady mentioned, she likes Sandman. Sandman, in the famous movie of Spider-Man 3, he's an accomplice to the killing of Uncle Ben, right? He didn't kill Uncle Ben, but he was there. He ran away. He went to jail. He escaped jail. And then now it turns out that his daughter's sick, right?
Yeah, that's the okay.
They stole the money because
he was trying to help. Yeah,
trying to help his daughter, right? So that's already like all right, man, we back you with that.
It's like a Robin Hood situation.
Yeah, Robin Hood, right? And then God, tragically he goes into like this like contraption that makes him sand, but he uses that. He ends up becoming Sandman, and he uses those powers for bad, right? He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna use these powers to fucking get my money and help my fucking daughter out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But is that evil? Is that bad? It's evil to what he's doing to get the money in the criminal way, right? That's pretty bad. But what he's doing, he's trying to save a kid, cancer. He's trying to pay for cancer treatment. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like an anti-hero maybe, but
yeah, I can see it like that.
But Spider-Man's like, dude, there's other ways. You don't got to do it like this, man.
Exactly. So
but sometimes you're kind of like you're como se dice, you're against the wall, bro. Like there's
only so much you can do.
Yeah.
That's like you have your hands tied behind your back.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but
That's the
it's
only
true,
way,
right?
you know what I
Like,
mean?
and obviously, it's just like the way they wrote the movie of his character, right? I'm like, well, regardless, like he's doing it for a good reason, but everything else that he's doing outside of that is bad, right? So that's when like the whole cool, well, now you're my enemy type shit, because now you're hurting everybody else to get where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And as a superhero, my job is to protect those that you're trying to hurt.
Yeah.
We can help your daughter, but you're choosing to be violent, dog. So it's just like
taking the easy way out.
yeah, at that point, it's fuck you and your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now you're acting like a dick, so she's not going to get the help,
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, it's one of those, I don't know, dog.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about fucking villains, bro. Like, you kind of feel for them. But, luckily, some of these movies, they kind of clearly tell you, like, hey, at the end of the day, he's wrong. He's not right. Again, in the same movie of Spider-Man 3, Venom, right? Venom, he comes from just like fucking Peter Parker being a fucking dick, taking his job, taking his girl, So it's like, what can fucking Eddie Brock do, bro? Like, all he's got left is fucking getting revenge on this motherfucker who's being a dick, And so it's like, And then by serendipity, he gets that fucking alien fucking slime on him, and he becomes fucking Venom. And he goes, "Fuck it, I'm gonna use this fucking symbiote to fucking get back at fucking Peter Parker." Which
Peter
is Spider-Man.
Parker.
Yeah, which is like, you kind of feel for him because like everything was taken away from him, but he was kind of a dick too, though. I mean, but
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like that's
Still.
why. That's why I think it's cool because I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards the villains because it's like, well, I know how it feels. Like in Spider-Man 2, what's his name? Electro Man? Right?
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, like the dude was ignored. He just wanted to be
Bullied.
seen. He was
Yeah.
bullied. So when Spider-Man remembered his name,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, you remembered me, right?
Yeah.
And then when he forget who he was, that's when he fucking lashes out and shit because it's like, well, now people see me because I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel like a lot of people can
But it's
connect
cool,
to
though.
him.
Yeah.
It's a great story, bro, because it's just like, fuck, it's true, bro. There's times where people aren't seen, even if they're like at the top of their game, they're doing the best that they can, and people just ignore them because of how they look.
Exactly.
Obviously, they're going to turn into a villain, bro. That's just what it is.
Isn't that also the saying where it's like nobody notices when you're up?
Yeah,
Everybody
it's like,
notices when
what
you're
did Bane
down.
say? Nobody noticed
cared.
me, and nobody cared until I put on the mask.
That's true.
And that's like
Yeah.
a fucking bar, because then obviously now people know who the fuck Bane is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool, bro. Like,
It's cool to like villains, It's cool to
yeah, yeah, like you said, like it's a perfect addition to any superhero movie, bro. Even I guess we can probably say the greatest villain of them all is the Joker.
right.
Heath Ledger.
But that was like all evil, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But the
Yeah.
thing is, and I think it's more fucked up knowing like his character is sick because he plays games with the Batman. Like
he
he
tests
knows.
him. Yeah.
I know you're never gonna kill me because it's not in your nature.
I see what
But
you-
I'm gonna make sure
use
that
that
you
against you.
suffer. Yeah,
Yeah.
that you suffer because I'm gonna fucking like take you to that point of no return, dog.
Yeah.
And it's true, bro. Like, homies is out here laughing, hanging from buildings and shit, killing people, separating people. Now you got a pig type shit, and then Batman being a regular individual, like, what is he gonna do?
What do you think about like anti-heroes and vigilantes? Like, so Batman's technically a anti-hero, right? He beats up the fucking criminals, right? Punisher, same thing. He kills.
Spawn's an anti-hero.
Yeah, Spawn as
Spawn's
well.
my favorite next to Punisher. That was
Yeah.
cool. I mean, I think it's the extreme of it, bro. Like, I think obviously like with Punisher, like, I guess it's cool in a sense because Punisher can be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Punisher could be a person in real life that his way of justice is
He
getting
fucking
back.
takes care
Right?
of it.
His revenge is
Yeah.
I want to make sure my enemies ain't fucking
I'll take care of
breathing
myself.
anymore. Yeah. And so like his character, like I think his character is fucking amazing, bro, because it's true. Like, sure, are we telling you to go kill people? No, but if that's the way you got to do it, all right, bro. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm not
It's
gonna cross the
justified.
Punisher, bro. Like,
Justified. Yeah.
but yeah, bro. Same shit going back talking
mean-
about like Robin Hood.
I mean, you hear a lot of these things too, though. Like in the news recently, he got released. King Velasquez, right?
Oh yeah,
You know about that
yeah,
story?
yeah.
Where he took matters into his own hands, right? He technically did something very evil. He fucking beat the shit out of a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, but that's
that
the guy
was
that went
abusing
after
his
his
kid.
daughter. Yeah, bro. So it's just.
But like that's not the right way to go, though.
It's
You know what I
not, but I think people need to understand, and I guess this is just like the way to generalize it. Like, I think people forget to put themselves in his shoes, right? Like, as a parent, your one goal in life is to protect your children,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you find out certain shit's happening to your fucking youngest or your baby girl, baby
Yeah.
boy, whatever, as a parent, you're going to be like, all right, bro, cool. I'm not going to call the cops because they're not going to do shit but protect him. So I'm going to take care of it. But then obviously, like, luckily the people were behind him, bro. Like, they were supporting him because it's like, true,
No,
that
definitely.
motherfucker deserved what he got.
Definitely.
So it's just,
But it is wrong, though.
It is wrong.
According to the law, right? That's why he
yeah,
paid
and-
for his. Paid
and
for
then
his
it's like,
time.
how does it make you feel? Like, there's certain states where if someone breaks into your house, you're not allowed to hurt them. They're protected.
Here, That's
You know what I'm
you.
saying? So it's just like, I think that's stupid as fuck. Like, if
Yeah.
you kill somebody that broke into your house is trying to hurt your family, you could potentially go to
Yeah.
jail.
Oh yeah, you hear all these fucking Good Samaritan laws too, where like there's like a car accident, car pulls over, gets the fucking lady out of a car accident, but he gets her out too fucking rough, and then now she sues him.
It's insane,
Yeah.
bro. When I hear stories like that shit makes me sad, dog.
Yeah, a Good Samaritan law. You know.
There was one about this lifeguard that saved this lady's life because she was drowning, and then she ended up suing him, and she won, bro. Took all his money, dog. Took everything he had,
Just because.
and I think he can't work anymore because of that.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's tough because it's like, I think it's always hard
And
too.
that's
because,
evil.
And
you know,
that's evil
fucking-
because now.
bro, that's,
Now
yeah.
you're going up against some bullshit, and then on top of that, if you get a bullshit fucking judge, you stand no chance, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's like those people that I forget what they're called, but the ones that carry that specific card to say like, if I'm gonna die, don't help me. You know, like
That do not resuscitate.
yeah, do not
DNR.
resuscitate card, yeah, DNR, yeah. And it's like a lot of people, like, you know, people that work in like, you know, in medicine and hospitals and shit, like, what do you do when your whole profession is to save lives and you get a patient that's like, oh, well, this person's DNR? How, like, for me, it's going to be like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to let this person die? You know, like,
Yeah.
but that's their choice. You know, obviously you have to respect it. So it's like, it's just, it's weird, bro. Like, to think that, like, how do you get to that point, right? Of like, you know what? If something happens to me, just let me die. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, bro. Because even that in itself is psychologically like confusing. But you know, maybe it's people that have no family, or it's just people that just, you know, are too scared to do something, or just whatever the fuck, you know. So
Yeah.
like, it's
No, yeah, I've seen it. And
it's weird, bro.
And I've seen it, bro, because I used to work at the hospital.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And people would wake up with broken ribs, and then there's the fucking case right there. Like, hey, dude, don't you fucking know I had a DNR? Like, you fucking broke my ribs. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, you're alive. It's like, I don't want to live.
I don't want to live, dog.
And it's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you don't want to live?
Yeah, bro.
You know,
It's,
like, it's the miracle of life.
and it's crazy, bro. It's a beautiful
Like, how am I-
disaster, dog.
How am I the fucking bad guy for, like, keeping you alive? You know what I mean? And it's like, I used to see that shit all the time, because, like, a lot of power of attorneys, right? Like, sometimes the fucking sometimes like the kids would say, oh no, he's DNR, but like the actual patient would be like, I'm not DNR, you know. So it's like, it'd be like a little bit confusing.
Yeah, bro. It's
But-
an interesting way to live for sure, dog.
But that is pretty crazy. It's pretty evil for sure, I would say. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, have you ever had like the, you know, I don't want to like make you say something that you don't want to say, but like, have you ever like had the thought of killing somebody? You're like so angry that you're like fucking pissed. And you're
Oh
like,
no, not like that. But I've
or you want to fight somebody.
how can I say this without sounding weird? When there's one of my favorite movies is The Iceman, right?
Yeah.
And I think obviously the reason why, and it's always like certain movies like this where I'm just like, well, it's because he was so creative in the way, because he was a hitman for like the mob, right? One of the greatest hitmen to ever live, right? And it's crazy to think that motherfucker has a title like that, right? But the way he was so creative and the way he would get rid of people, you know, like that it took people, or like obviously the cops and the FBI and forever to like track him down, because he was so smart of like freezing the bodies, cutting them up, waiting 2 to 3 years to, you know, dump the bodies out. So it's really hard for them to track down like the DNA or who this individual was, right?
Smart motherfucker.
So I think for me, it's more of the sense of like, cool, like if I was a serial killer, like how would I do it type shit,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So I do think it's not a normal thing to think, right? Like you open that little door that's do not open, right? In your brain.
Yeah, okay, I see.
And so then you start thinking, all right, cool. Well, what about an actual, you know, stick of ice, right? You sharpen it up, you know, like the icicles. You can stab somebody like that and they'll never find your fingerprints. But then obviously there's
Dang.
more to it, right? Like if
Dang.
you touch them or there's a piece of hair that lands on them, like,
Yeah.
so there's all this crazy type of shit, bro. And like, so I don't think I would necessarily say that like, oh, I was so angry that I wanted to fucking run this fool over. No, you know, but I think there's times where like you watch certain movies, you're like, cool, like, well, how the fuck would I do it? You know, like,
Yeah.
or like if I was a serial killer, could I get away with it type shit, you know? But
Yeah.
it's just like, sometimes you gotta like, all right, bro, I need to stop.
Yeah.
Digging into this shit
I
a little
feel
more
you.
than I need to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always liked being like a secret hitman. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, bro.
I always liked the. I used to like the games like Splinter Cell, right, where you're a secret agent and you gotta be like ninja and shit. Only go at night and just shoot your target and get the fuck out of there. Without getting spotted.
But I mean, I think for me, just having the title of professional hitman, like
Yeah.
that shit's sick, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're deadly with anything, dog.
Yeah.
It's like John Wick,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, and then you see John Wick, you're like, damn, that's badass. But you think about it, like he does it for his wife, he does it for
Yeah.
his dog, he does it for his car or whatever the fuck. But again, like the reason those movies are so good, because like I used to be like, well, they're all the same fucking movies, bro. But then eventually you start seeing how creative he gets with his kills, and you're like, all right, this motherfucker's killing motherfuckers with pencils. Cool, let me fucking stick around and see what he does.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
so it's just the way they, and I guess you can use the term, the way they sexualize like the killings, bro. Like
To make it cool and
make
shit.
it cool. It's the same shit when people
Well, yeah, it's
make
because-
smoking cool. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
'cause,
Like
we're como se dice, we're fiends for blood.
we're fucked
and
up, bro.
We like blood. We like violence.
And I think it's especially because we're in such a delicate generation right now that people are pushing those buttons even more.
Yeah.
They're doubling down. I'm like, you know what? This is my creative art, and I'm gonna fucking do it. I don't care if this sissy or this fool gets fucking upset. And that's why right now it's such a weird time, bro, because everything's so sensitive, but everything's like double down. Everything's extreme again. And so it's just cool, bro. It's cool to be like
No, for sure.
in that time, because it's even, I guess you can even go back to like music too, bro. Like now, like shout out to Infinite Annihilator, some band that I like, right? And they're a meme band, bro. Like their thing is to write the most horrific, gruesome, disgusting fucking lyrics to the most gruesome guitar riffs, drum parts, bass lines, like, and people are like, what the fuck are you listening to, right? Because obviously people don't understand that their thing is we're going to create to piss people off,
Crazy as
right?
shit.
So when people listen to their music, they're like, bro, how can you listen to this shit's fucking stupid, blah, 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 blah. But then a part of you, like for us being musicians, like at least for me in that genre, I can appreciate it because there's certain parts in their tracks where they show you how good of musicians they are, right? The vocals, the bass, the guitar, the drums. You're like, damn, fool, this fool slap bassing in the middle of a fucking screen? So it's sick, bro. And it's just everybody's got their own creative mindset, dog. And it's just, whether we're talking about murders,
Yeah.
music, kills, villains, bad guys, good guys, anti-heroes, whatever the fuck, like it's all in the name of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what do you like and how much of it do you like? What's your limit?
Yeah.
But then it's like when you don't have a limit, those are the motherfuckers you gotta look for,
Yeah. Do you think music makes you evil?
See, bro, I was gonna ask you this shit earlier. I was gonna ask you this because I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about the people that blame certain bands or
Yeah.
certain artists
Oh, yeah.
when like horrific incidents happen,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
in life?
No, I mean, I don't see. I'm kind of like you. I mean, I do see like there may be people who take it a little bit too serious. Kind of like fuck. There's a famous movie. I think it's a story of mayhem.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
story of mayhem. There was a guy who like wanted to live what it's like to be like black metal. He wanted to be the most blackest fucking member ever, and so he did shit to become
Yeah.
that. And so he killed people, and he did all that shit to become. He's like, hey, I'm fucking cool, man. I actually fucking did the shit that we're talking about in the music. You know what I mean? I guess there is certain cases, but I think overall, no, I don't think music really affects you like that. I think music for me kind of like saved my life, bro. Cause like
That's definitely for me
that's
too.
all I do, bro. I fucking love music. Any type of music, it's fucking appreciated, bro. And if anybody has any cool like suggestions and what to listen to, hit us up.
And I do agree with you, because I remember like during the early thousands, there was either Slipknot, Marilyn Manson,
oh, dude, Marilyn Manson got blamed for the Columbine.
exactly,
fucking
like
murders.
Judas Priest,
Yeah.
like a lot of these fools, right?
Satanic Panic.
So
Yeah.
even Black Sabbath, bro. So it's crazy because it's just like, well,
I remember there was I think it's Bowling for Columbine. So it was like a documentary about, mass shootings and school shootings and all that. And they actually got Marilyn Manson to get an interview. And that motherfucker, you would think
was so fucking smart. Dog.
You would think he's stupid, he's fucking crazy, looking for attention and fucking all this shit. But when he fucking spoke on that interview, bro, so much fucking respect for him, bro.
Honestly, bro, and I think it's the fact that people forget that he was in journalism. People forget that outside of his gimmick, he's an individual, himself. So like the fact that, when the whole Columbine shit happened and all that stuff, and they were blaming him just because, they listen to him. Yeah. They have his shirts. Yeah. They have his CDs. So he has to be the reason why they do that. Yeah. And then years later, you find out that the way they portrayed the two motherfuckers that did Columbine weren't even that. Yeah. People perceived them as these fucking outsiders of these fucking, isolated ass fools. These fools were popular kids, bro, that were kicking it. Yeah. Little jocks and shit. Yeah. So to think how crazy media can spin certain situations, dog.
Whoever controls the media controls the narrative, bro. But last thing about, Manson, he was asked, he's like, if you could say anything to the kids of Columbine, what would you say? And he fucking said the greatest response of all time. He said, you know what? I wouldn't say anything. I would listen because that's what happened, bro. Nobody listened to them.
That's
and
crazy.
So they did what they did. I would listen. I wouldn't tell them a single goddamn thing.
And then what did he say? And now they're in the cover of fucking...
the fucking National Geographic.
No, but it was that... because they said they wanted to be in the cover. What's that one band that they named the...
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones. Now they're in the cover of Rolling Stones, right? Yeah. That's what they wanted, and that's what you guys gave them. Yeah. So it's just I didn't glorify them. Yeah. You guys did, right? You made them bigger than what they wanted to be.
Yeah. You gave them what they wanted.
You gave them what they wanted. And now, and it's true, bro. Those interviews, and it's funny, too, because you see him, and he's in his makeup, right? With his little fucking captain hat
with
and
his
shit.
fucking two eye colors, yeah.
And it's crazy because then everybody kind of sees this fool's holy fuck, this fool's
fucking intelligent.
He's intelligent, he's smart, he's articulate,
sympathetic,
and he's out responding the fucking interviewee, bro. If a lot of you guys are interested, you guys should go to watch that interview. It's on YouTube. Just type in Marilyn Manson interview, and you'll see him. He's got white face paint, 2 different eye colors, and a little fucking sailor hat or captain hat, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I love seeing that, bro. I love seeing when people protect their art because it's true, bro. I don't think Marilyn Manson's in the studio writing music to all right, well, hopefully,
because he believes in it. Too.
Hopefully my music can create the next big fucking Sandy Hook, the next big Columbine, the next fucking, these motherfuckers ain't doing that, bro. These motherfuckers are trying to survive off of their art. Yeah. They're trying to give the fans what they want, and that's it, but you got your right wing, your left wing, whatever the fuck. Everybody's trying to make a point of something because they never want to blame. Going back to the whole, they don't want to blame themselves. They don't want to blame the parents. They don't want to blame the schools or whatever the fuck. It's always, it's the people that they don't know. That's the reason why they're doing this shit.
It was GTA, Grand Theft Auto.
It's crazy, bro. Bro. I don't know, dude.
Even wrestling, bro. They used to fucking blame wrestling for people.
I do remember that shit, but I do remember there was a time where wrestling was just R-rated as it got, bro.
Yeah.
Just savage ass foods.
Yeah.
But again, bro, people forget that it's it's entertainment, bro.
Exactly.
We're not here promoting shit. I remember when they were trying to go after Slipknot, it's just just because they're wearing masks on stage and because they sing about certain shit. If you meet Corey Taylor, you would know he's one of the nicest motherfuckers you would ever meet in your life, bro. So it's bro, it's insane, dog. Yeah. It's and then another story right before we head out. I believe it was the band Judas Priest. I believe it was then. There's another story where these two best friends were getting into metal, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, and there was a song specifically by, I believe it was Judas Priest, or I believe it was called Assisted Suicide. And that's what the kids did. So these two kids ended up making a pact hey, you know what? Fuck this place, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this. I'll kill you, and then I'll kill myself. And, that way we can go out with a bang. The only problem was when the fucking guy shot his friend didn't die. And so he panicked and he dipped, left his friend to die, which he ended up dying. Yeah. He got booked for murder. You know what I'm saying? So it's just but then again, it's just stupid shit like that, right? Like
Yeah.
where it's just like, well, that's something they decided to do amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Could you say they were, I guess, inspired by a fucking song? Maybe, but it's just like to the point to blame the artist for that. No,
Yeah.
bro, I don't think.
It wasn't Judas Priest that told him to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
it's
just
just like,
writing a
how are you
song.
gonna
Writing
dictate
a rock song.
what a motherfucker wrote down with pen and
Yeah.
paper and be
Yeah.
like, well, they're the reason why my kid's
Yeah.
not here anymore. Well, bitch, where the fuck were you? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's, I don't know, bro. It's always like one of those like iffy situations where it's just like, well, who's right and who's wrong in this situation, you know?
Yeah. Definitely agree
But
with you.
I don't know, dog.
Yeah, man. Cool combos, bro. Cool combos. I mean, I think we'll tie it up right there. I think I want to get back to this like music conversation. Though,
I'll be down,
'cause,
bro.
like, that's,
I'll be down. We could
that's our
definitely, yeah,
shit,
yeah,
You
yeah.
know? That's our shit. And so, if you guys liked, what we said, what we talked about, it wasn't necessarily same thing as last week, but we're still, some questions that we had amongst ourselves and some questions that some of our listeners gave us. You know what I mean? And so, if you guys like this episode, please leave a fucking
Let's do the metal hands, bro.
yeah, do the metal hands.
Do the metal hands. If you guys got to this point of the podcast, do the metal hands. And again, guys, thank you for tuning in weekly. Good news, we do have updates. One of the two special guests has received their package. It's in their hands. So we still got to reach out to our other homie. He's out of state, so we got to figure that out. But again, guys, thank you for the love. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for sticking with us. Even if you're just liking our IG stories or if you're just, commenting or whatever, like, thank you for sticking around, and if you can, like, share, subscribe, share our podcast to maybe somebody who's into this kind of stuff. And, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep, copy that.
All right,
Later.
Later.